Namaste, everybody. Welcome to the Monday session of Beam Meditation. Since last 3 weeks, we were talking about the epigenetics. Today, we will see how practicing meditation and silence is pro-inflammatory genes. This is our disclaimer. First of all, let us break our current breathing pattern. And as you know that there are 175 neurons in our pre-board C, in our brainstem, spying on our breathing. So whenever breathing is changed, they alert the brain's control system. To break the breathing pattern, let us take a few deep breaths slowly. And this will alert our brain to the new situation. Epigenetics, as you know, that is the study of how our behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way our genes work. And unlike genetic changes, epigenetic changes are reversible and do not change our DNA sequence, but they can change how our body reads a DNA sequence. In short, epigenetics means beyond genes or control over genes. Today, we will talk about the long time or long-term meditation. Sometimes we only spend a few minutes a day over a long period of time. But if we spend more time over a long period of time, then what it does? If you are meditating for a long time, say for example, this was a study in 2014. After an intensive 8-hour-long meditation in one day, in one sitting, you can say, pro-inflammatory genes RIPK2 and COX2 are silenced. Significant changes in protein histones H4AC and H3K4ME3. Now, protein histones H4AC and H3K4ME3, they regulate the activity of other genes. And histone deacetylase genes HDAC2, 3, and 9, which also regulate the activity of other genes, are silenced. And the reason behind this, the silencing of free pro-inflammatory genes, is due to faster cortisol recovery to stress. You can see two curves in here. The top one is orange or red line. That is irregular curve. Normally, our cortisol level should be higher in the morning, and as day passes, it lowers down. And in the evening, it should be a flat line, because then we will be resting. But the irregular curve, where cortisol level remains on the higher level, that causes the inflammation. And to recover faster from this cortisol level, we need to silence some pro-inflammatory genes. Cortisol is a primary stress hormone, and balanced cortisol level means no inflammation. So in the morning, it should be higher, and then in the evening, or towards evening, it should be lower. And that is why meditating in the early hours of morning when the cortisol level is higher is preferable. In India, there is a term called Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta means 3 hours before the sunrise. And the ancient practice of meditation would say that you start meditating in the Brahma Muhurta or 3 hours before the sunrise. And that is to lower the level of cortisol. Meditation does faster recovery of cortisol. This silences the pro-inflammatory genes and some proteins and genes that regulate other genes. Now, as you meditate long and deep, there was a study on 2 long-time experienced meditators, and those 2 meditation practitioners, they were doing meditation for more than 20 years. And they claim that occasionally they move into the state of pure awareness, means no thoughts, no feelings, and no perceptions. So researchers obtain their blood samples of their normal state of consciousness as a control sample. And when they failed to enter a higher state of consciousness, the EEGs were recorded while they were meditating. And what was the result? EEGs showed almost identical patterns in both meditators, increased theta and alpha frequency range. And when they say there were significant changes in the expression in genes, it means that 30% or more changes of expression in genes were considered significant. For one meditator, 1,688 genes changed expression, and from those, 1,559 genes were downregulated, or they were deactivated, or their activities were silenced or reduced, and 109 genes were upregulated, means they were activated or their activities increased. And in other meditator, there were 608 genes. Out of those, 338 were upregulated and 270 downregulated. And they both shared 118 genes, where the researchers show the significant change. The changes in gene expression suggest a downregulation of metabolism and cell cycle processes. Some of the genes involved in immune system, cell death, and the stress response were downregulated. So this was a study in 2014 on 2 long-time meditation practitioners. So when we actually meditate for longer stretch of time, either in morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever time, it actually creates or makes immediate effect on our body. Now, these 2 gene expression profiles of these 2 meditators were too different and thus difficult to compare and make generalizable conclusions. Now, both people were doing the meditation, but as we know that everybody is different. And even though if we practice on the same technique, we all are different. Our bodies are different. So effects will always be different. So researchers said that they cannot generalize any conclusion, but both meditators had shown the significant change in more than 1,500 genes. So, what is the spiritual conclusion of this study? Physical conclusion we can say, biological conclusion we can say, the meditation reduces inflammation. But on the spiritual side, as science cannot generalize everything for the meditation, appearance-wise, we all are different. Our human bodies, our brought up, our environment, everything is different. So no generalized path, ritual, dogma, or lifestyle. We cannot say that one must do this or that to realize his or herself, because spirituality is open sky, vast ocean, an open forest, and there are no footprints. Just follow yourself. Meditation means focusing on a singular point, and that silences the pro-inflammatory genes and proteins. It means to be in the present, in here and in now, and focusing on a singular point. Meditation silences pro-inflammatory genes and proteins, impacts transcription factors that control our functions, our gene functions. It modifies gene activities. It balances menstruation cycle, stress hormone cortisol, and pH level, and all other benefits we have seen in our previous sessions, from resulting in non-judging awareness to controlling the release of hormones. Meditation is not a religious practice. It's all about seizing the moment. It's all about you. It's all about you to be in here and in now. No past impressions, no future anxieties, just the present. Because we live only in the present. The past has gone, and the future only arrives as the present. We can start it from just 10 minutes a day to tune with ourself anywhere and anytime. And 10 minutes a day for 8 weeks will biologically change your gray matter in your brain. That is scientifically proven. So let us now practice meditation. As you know what to do, please sit or lie in a comfortable position, close your eyes, interlock your fingers, and watch your breaths. Bring your mind back to your breath if it goes somewhere else, and just breathe naturally. Slowly come out from your meditation. Namaste, everybody. Sometimes we hear about higher frequencies and higher selves, and lower frequencies and lower selves. And we always think about obtaining the higher frequencies. And we always think about to get the guidance from the higher self or to become a higher self. So what we are doing, we are segregating, we are dividing our existence into lower self and higher self. We believe that at the moment we are getting or we are having lower frequencies. So we need to get to the point to get the higher frequencies. And that is the division of ourself. We always hear about what we can do and what we must not do. And that norm is so much inscripted in our heart, in our brain, in ourself. For example, if you help someone to cross the road, you will feel happy that you have done something good. We always think about these softy, flowery things like lovingness and kindness and helping each other and to take care of somebody, empathy and sympathy. Those virtues are not bad. And because of them, we feel happy, joyous. And we also think that we have done something good. If someone is crossing the road and if I did not do anything to bring that person or to rescue that person out of harm's way, then I would feel bad. I would think that I should have done something. Because I did not do anything, I am bad. Or at that moment, my thought was bad. So I must actually rise to the higher frequency or to higher self. These are all taboos. That what we can not do or what we should not do. In the society, we can see that they always say, you should not do this and you should not do that. And why is that? Time changes, society changes, principles also change. And according to the concurrent principles or the norm of the society, something is right and something is not right. So we always go for the right thing or good thing. And we try to shun or renounce the bad things. And that is the main speed breaker in this spirituality. Someone has asked me a question on this group, in direct message, with the condition that I should not actually reveal the identity of that person. That's fine. And that person asked me that when we talk about the continuous meditation, because we always say that meditation should be continuous, witnessing should be continuous, then what about some activities which we do not even discuss? How one can actually keep their attention or their awareness in some activities which are actually labeled as taboos, even to talk about. And if we do not be aware in that activity or those activities, then there would be this break or discontinuation of our awareness or meditation. First of all, when we say we cannot talk about some activities because of the norms and rules of our society, that is fine. But for meditation to be continued, in all our activities, we should be living in the present and in now. But when we are discriminating things and activities as good or bad, when we are labeling activities and things as good and bad, we are dividing our existence. We feel good, happy, joyous while doing some virtuous things, and we feel bad, depressed, low while doing some non-acceptable norms or things in a society. But it is not the question of goodness or badness, or good things or bad things, or vices or virtues. Where is the equilibrium? We talk about equilibrium. We talk about equanimity. In Gita, Sri Krishna talks about samatvam, the balancing of scales. When we label something bad or good, we are on either of the polarities. We are not balancing the scales. In spirituality simply means, very simply means, balancing of the scales. Nothing is good and nothing is bad. It is very easy to say this, that nothing is good and nothing is bad. But when it comes to the practical life, we always incline to go towards the accepted good things or accepted good behavior. Society creates the norms. It has nothing to do with the spirituality. And when we are dividing ourselves between the higher self and the lower self, between the higher frequency and the lower frequency, the mark is missed. And that is why, if we believe that, and if we practice that, the awareness should be continuous, regardless to the nature of the activity, regardless to the nature of all things, because there is only one. There is only one, and we are appearing as many. You are the absolute that is appearing as many. So what is good and what is bad? Who is good and who is bad? All those virtues and vices, they are in our mind. And because society, the situation, the concurrent people living around us, they have instilled those kind of virtues and vices as good and bad. And that is why we incline towards good things and we try to run away from bad things. And when we do that, we lose our equilibrium. In the existence, there is no good and there is no bad. Because the entire existence is nothing but the absolute. You are the absolute. So what is bad and what is good? So when we actually overcome this kind of mindset of virtues and vices in all our activities, then taboos will not be there. And the second thing is trophies. The good things, the virtuous things, they are trophies. And as we know that all these sects and religions, they are nothing but the synonym of extremism. They always go to the extreme point. That even if you cannot get any kind of reward on this earth, in this life, then you will be receiving the rewards in the other life, in heaven, somewhere up there. But as we know that there is no up and there is no down, because whatever you calling or saying that this is up after 12 hours, that will be down. So there is no up. There is no afterlife even. There is no higher self. There is no higher frequency. Everything is nothing but you, the absolute. And in absolute, there is no division of higher and lower. So if we leave the mindset of higher and lower frequencies or the selves, good or bad things, good or bad activities, then and only then we will be able to continue the awareness throughout our day and throughout our life. So rather than labeling anything as taboo or as trophy, it is best to be at the center of the scales, at the point of equilibrium. This was today's spiritual wisdom. Please do share your ideas and thoughts and unmute yourself. Thank you very much.
Yes, Ranjani ji, please go ahead.
Yeah, Vijay ji, that was really, really beautiful. The last part, what you were saying. I just have a very simple question for that. So, if we are not doing anything for reaching a certain place, like what you said, getting some reward in heaven or something, then what will be the point of meditation for normal people? Like, what is the point of doing these long hours of meditation? What is, if there is no goal to be associated with this or anything to be achieved through this, then what are we aiming for through this process of meditation?
Well, there are two different things. One is through meditation, one can get the biological or physical benefits. That's very earthly things. If you're talking about this spirituality, because most of the time people would like to travel on the path of spirituality through meditation, then in spirituality there is nothing to achieve. And when we say that there is nothing to achieve, then people would say, then why actually you should be doing anything like meditation or anything to walk on the path of spirituality? And that is the main point. You are, or I am, or everybody is the ultimate, the absolute. And that is why there is nothing to achieve. There is no other thing in the existence, and there is no other place to go. That's the actually idea of spirituality. So when we sit for the meditation for long hours or for a long time, and if we do not believe in spirituality, it gives us many health benefits, I would say. But when you are talking about spirituality, to achieve something, and to achieve something is the wrong idea. We are not here, or somebody who actually wants to go on the spiritual path, that person is not there to achieve anything. It's only to realize ourselves. There's a big difference. We achieve something which we do not have. We could say we have potential, but still that potential is hidden. And that's why we have to achieve that potential. In spirituality, there is nothing to achieve because you are what you are. And that is the absolute. We only have to realize ourselves, what I am, or who I am, or how I am. And that realization can only be achieved in the silence. And silence can only be achieved when we try to live in the present and in now and in here. Because, as we say, mind is motion. When we are silent, there is no mind. Now, mind is nothing but a functional part of our brain. People have so much misunderstanding about the concept of mind. We think that there is something very subtle, like hidden somewhere, and that is mind, which is different than our body. It is not. Mind is just one of the functional part of our brain, our physical brain. There are 4 functions of our brain. First of all, say for example, one that thinks about anything, that is called mind. Then whatever mind has thought, and the other function of brain that determines that, okay, fine, this is what. For example, we think that this is a tree. So that is mind. Mind is thinking. The second function of brain is, it determines that, okay, this kind of shape and this kind of thing is called tree. That is our intelligence. Then third part, or the third function, is awareness. Then we are always aware that whenever we see that particular kind of shape or things, we say, this is a tree. And the fourth part, or fourth function, is the ego that confirms that, holds on that. So even if you are somebody awake, somebody actually say, just get up, you are sleeping, somebody wakes you up and asks you, what is this? You will say, this is the tree and nothing else. That is our ego. So when we are saying that, what we shall do while if there is nothing to achieve? Because there is nothing to achieve. You only have to realize in silence, and silence can only be achieved where there is no mind. And when there is no mind, then we realize ourselves. So when we are saying we are working on the spiritual path, it simply means that we are staying, we are living in the present, in here and in now, regardless to whatever we are doing. And that silence will make us realize that what we are, who we are, how we are, and that's the people would say this is the achievement, or this was the destiny or goal we were looking for. But no, you, I, everybody is the absolute, and we only have to realize. So we can say to realize our true self is a goal. But in reality, it is not even a goal because you don't travel anywhere. You do not go anywhere. It is just like you are there in the darkness and the darkness disappears. And darkness can only be disappeared or removed with the lamp or with the light. And that is called enlightenment. And that's why when Buddha realized himself under this Bodhi tree, his first words were very simple. Well, I did not have to renounce anything to be here or to achieve this because he was the absolute, because you are the absolute, because everyone is the absolute, and that absolute is just appearing in manifold, in various ways, in varieties of this, all this existence. So if we think that I have to achieve something, then we will achieve nothing because there is nothing to achieve. If we just be there in silence, in the present moment, and then everything will be revealed. I hope this clears the clears some doubts, and there is a related message about a lot of thoughts are cluttering over my mind. I am not enjoying meditation, which I used to do from last 2 days. Please suggest. My energy is also low because of that. The only thing we can do is just to observe our thoughts. Do not try to replace one thought with other. Whatever is coming in our mind, let it be there and just observe it. Do not, I would say, interact or respond or react. So observe the thought and gradually thought will vanish. Because mind is like a very beautiful woman or a very beautiful person. When you start staring at the mind will shy away. That is for sure. So observe your thoughts. Mind is energy as well. And when we observe the energy, it becomes standstill. So we do not need to replace one thought with another thought. Just keep observing your thoughts as you are doing the meditation, and it will go away. Second thing, as Ashtavakra Rishi said, because we all are human beings and we have all anxieties and worries about our life and our future and our family and ourselves. But it's very simple, even though practically it's a bit difficult, but still it's very helpful. Ashtavakra said that all the happenings in your life are obliged to your destiny. Whatever is happening and whatever is going to happen will happen regardless. All the course is set. Once any organism, any living organism is conceived, before conception even, everything is preset. And who did that? Yourself, no one else. Because you are the absolute, and you decided to appear on this, in this existence as whatever and whoever you are. And you decided as an absolute the journey of this life. So that will happen in this life. And when we understand the karmic principle, there are no accidents, there are no coincidences, there are not even miracles, because miracles are nothing but the mistake of God, and God does not do any mistake. There are no collateral damages or collateral gains. Everything is finely tuned and defined, and that will happen no matter what. So, if we are worried about our situation, then it is very simple that whatever is going to happen will happen. So, why should we worry? A monk said once that, is there any problem in your life? People said, yes. Then can you do something about that? Then people said, yes, we can do. Okay, then fine, don't worry. Again, is there any problem in your life? People said, well, yes, there is a problem. And can you do something about that? No, I can't do anything about that. Fine, then don't even worry, because you can't do anything. So both ways, one should not be feeling anxious, because as Ashtavakra said, that all the happenings in our life are obliged to our destiny, and that destiny we have decided, and that destiny will happen. I think, Madhuji, we shall conclude.
Um, yes, Vijayji. Thank you so much, Vijayji, for coming up and speaking on these wonderful subjects so that we can understand better and we can live better with these wonderful sharings of yours. Thank you so much. And I don't have anything to share because you have shared enough. If I speak anything after this, uh, it will be not to the point. So beautiful, beautiful sharings, beautiful sharings, Vijayji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vijayji. Thank you so much for that message. It was really nice. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir, so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Anita.
Thank you very much, sir. Really enjoyed the session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, friends. Thank you, Vijayji. And we will all see each other again tomorrow morning for a meditation with Ram. And till then, have a lovely, lovely day and the evening to all of you. Namaste to all.
Namaste.
Bye-bye. Namaste.